Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing some big news. So we have managed to keep it under wraps for quite some time, but we have a big announcement, some big news to share with you guys that is going to be affecting our lives in general, but also what is this big announcement? We have decided to do something a little crazy, something that is definitely outside of the norm, and we have sold our house. We have sold about 90% of our possessions. We have purchased a camper, and we have decided to take our little family on the adventure of a lifetime. We're going to live full-time in our camper, excuse me, and travel the United States, go on lots of adventures, make lots of memories, and just see the world. So it's obviously a little crazy, right? And you probably have lots of questions. Honestly, I hope you guys do have a lot of questions and you'll post them below so that I can answer them as we continue going on. But before I kind of go, I just want to give you a little backstory as to how we got to this point. But to be honest, like starting out, this really isn't just like completely out of left field for us. You guys know that we love to travel. We hit 22 states just last year alone. We love to go on adventures. And honestly, too, we've been camping in a camper before. So it's not really necessarily that we have just willy-nilly decided, hey, we're going to go sell our house. We've never gone in a camper before and we're just going to take off and hit the road. Not that there's anything wrong with that. There are families who do that and they're super successful with it, and that's great. But we do have a little experience. We have gone camping in a camper. We've just found that we really enjoy this lifestyle. And what's funny about this is that I've actually had this dream for about 3 years, probably about the time after we went on our very first camping trip. This just idea sparked in my mind, and it has kind of waxed and waned over the years, where it's been really on fire, and other times where I'm like, yeah, maybe not, maybe this just wouldn't be for us. But it was kind of like the Lord had really laid all the pieces in place for us to go, and it was kind of like we reached the point where it was like now or never. We either need to do it or we need to just kind of nix this from our dream list. We really came to the realization that we thought we would have greater regrets if we did not take this adventure than if we did and found out, this isn't for us. Because what's the worst that could happen? If we didn't like it, all we would have to do is just start over, buy a new house and buy all the things that we would need to furnish our house again. But in the end, we would have at least been able to say, you know what, we gave it a shot. We took an adventure, we went on a limb, we tried it, and it just wasn't for us. And that would be totally okay. But the reality is we've always had this mindset that the stuff doesn't matter. The house and all the things inside the house, they don't matter. The important stuff is our family. And I've always said, I'm home whenever I'm with my family. So it doesn't matter if I'm here physically in a sticks and bricks house or if I'm in a camper with wheels and, wherever I am, as long as my family is with me, I'm going to be home. So yeah, basically we just kind of decided it's now or never. So our oldest is 11 and a half. And, if he decides that he wants to go to college and, leave the house at that point when he turns 18, we realize we have like 6.5 years left with him, which isn't a lot of time. So our thought process was that we really wanted to maximize this time with our family. We want to reclaim our family and we want to use this time intentionally, pouring into our kids and pouring into our family as a whole. Now, I just want to pause for 1 second and point out some of the words that I just used, and it was reclaiming family. And reclaiming family has really been a, burden on our hearts for a couple of years. And it really is like a driving force in a lot of what we do in our family. And I just kind of wanted to point that out because I'm going to be kind of sharing a little bit about that in the future, this idea about reclaiming our family. And so that's just kind of a little teaser and just something to be on the lookout for in the future. Okay, but I totally digressed there. I just reel myself back in here and kind of go back. So yes, this has been a dream for about 3 years. So kind of just playing in the back of our mind, something that we're constantly, look, yeah, no, yes, no. And so when we finally decided to take the jump, it all kind of started happening really fast. Honestly, it all kind of played out in about 4 months. From the time that we decided, okay, we're doing this, to we have sold our house, we've sold all of our stuff, we've bought our camper. It really has progressed quite quickly. So obviously, yes, we have very tentative plans as to where we want to travel. But we also know that the Lord is going to be guiding us through this adventure, that He's going to kind of place us where we need to be for some reason. So this whole process is really pulling us to trust in the Lord. Because here's the thing, is one thing we were finding about being in our sticks and bricks house is that we were really content. We were comfortable. We always had a home to come home to. And there was no need to really, trust in the Lord to provide a campground or someplace that we were going to stay. This is really going to stretch us and require us to lean on the Lord. Now, obviously, through all of this, we are still going to be homeschooling, albeit we are going to be changing, obviously, a few things. I'm losing my schoolroom. I'm losing my house where I store all of my books. Our location is obviously going to be changing, and that's obviously going to be playing a part in our homeschool. We, hope to rely on the changing location to be a driving force in what we're studying. So we are losing, our friends. We're not going to have our friends near us at all times. This is one of the hardest things for us to process. We hope to make many trips back and have friends come and visit us, but this has been one of the largest obstacles in this adventure. We're also losing our co-ops, which is, kind of a bummer because we have enjoyed our co-ops. We are losing our home church that we're not going to be physically able to attend every Sunday morning. So that's really hard as well. So there are certainly things that we are having to give up and things that are going to be changing in our life as we kind of go on this adventure. So yes, obviously, because our location is going to be changing, I am hoping to rely more on the location, the excursions, the adventures, as far as playing into our homeschool day and our learning. Now, this is certainly going to be an adjustment, and it's one that we hope to share with you all, and we hope that you will follow along in our journey as we kind of navigate all of these new experiences. Because we've obviously downsized a lot of things. We are downsizing our square footage, all of our belongings, our clothes, our dishes, our toys, our shoes, our school stuff, everything is downsizing. And guys, that in and of itself is a difficult task. So while we're going through this whole transition, we plan to share with you guys our adventure, all the things that are relating to our travel, all the things that are relating to our camper, the lessons and the things that we're learning while we try to navigate something entirely new, and also still including the things and how all of this is playing into our homeschool. So like I just mentioned a little bit ago, we're obviously leaving all of our friends and family. So this is also a way for us to keep all of our friends and family updated on all of our adventures and all the things that we're doing, because while we used to see them pretty regularly, we are no longer going to have that benefit. So this is a way for us to stay in touch and for them to see the things that are going on in our lives. All right, I know that a lot of you guys found me because I initially started my YouTube channel as a way to share all things relating to homeschool. And I just want to reassure you that those things aren't going to change. I am still going to be sharing about our curriculum, our homeschool activities, how and things are going in our homeschool. So I'm still going to be sharing all of those resources, but we are going to be adding some of these new things as well. All the things about our travels, adventures, and our RV, just to keep everyone up to date. We're always trying to tell our kids that they should be lifelong learners. And now we are getting an opportunity to show our kids exactly what that means. My husband and I, while we have been camping and have been in a camper before, we've never really been the ones in charge of all the stuff. And so this is going to have a big learning curve for us. We're going to have to learn all of these things on our own. So we intend to share that journey with you guys. So I'm really hoping that you guys are going to join us in our adventure. You know, create a bucket list for yourself, whether that's places that we visit, add them to a list of all the things that you would want to see. You know, it doesn't mean that you guys have to sell your house and all your belongings and go live in full time in an RV like us, but it can mean that you create a list of all the things that you do want to do with your family, all the adventures you want to take. It could definitely mean that you decide to go full time with your family, but it could also just mean that you're ready to go on an adventure. You're ready to reclaim your family and you're ready to make some memories with your family just by being encouraged and seeing another family go on some adventures that maybe you would like to do with your family. Because I can't say enough how true these words ring in my ears, but the days are long and the years are short. And it's so true, because as I'm watching my oldest grow up, and as I mentioned before, how the short amount of time that we have left with him, it's starting to hit me like we only have this much time with our kids and we have to make that time count. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed hearing our big news. You guys have no idea how difficult it was to keep this all under wraps. You don't know how many times I have almost slipped in a video about talking about packing up everything or selling all the things off, or if you were to happen to look around my room and see that there is absolutely nothing in this room at this point. The signs are off the walls, the beds are gone. Yeah, it's been a really hard thing to keep it from everyone. All right, guys, you know that I love to answer all of your questions, so feel free to pop them below. I will answer them as quickly as I can. And if you want to stay up to date with our adventure and all the things that we're going to do, make sure you subscribe to our channel below. I will be posting updates on the things that we're doing, the adventures that we're going on, and just all things related to our family and this new adventure we're going on. And make sure you stay tuned, because I have an upcoming video where I'm going to give you a firsthand look and tour of our camper that we intend to take our family of 6 and live in for the foreseeable future. So, as always, guys, I hope you have a very blessed day.